Currently on the line with us now is Sheila Weber, and we'd like to welcome you to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And National Marriage Week this week. Actually, isn't it National Marriage Week every week?
Maybe it should be. But the week leading up to Valentine's Day has been set aside now in an international movement in 12 countries around the world for the last decade to focus on marriage and get the word out on the benefits of marriage and ways to strengthen marriage. So
we get the word out. Marriage has been around for what? About how long have people been here? 6,000, 7,000, 9,000, 20,000, whatever?
Before, this is non-tribal agreements. This is a more legitimate thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, marriage has been around, but we're having hardships today. And, in 1970, 79% of all adults in America were married. That's dropped down to 57% today. So we're seeing that there's less marriage. Obviously, there's 50% divorce rate. There's more cohabitation, and we have 40% of all American babies who are born outside of marriage today. That's whopping. That is a huge statistic, and we need to be concerned. And we need to get the message out that marriage is not obsolete, as we've been kind of reading about some new attitudes and questioning its value. The research shows that marriage is incredibly beneficial, that individuals have greater wealth, more financial stability, they have better health, they live longer lives, they have more personal happiness, and especially their children are far better off if a couple, if children are raised by their mother and their father, they perform better in school, they have less trouble with the law, less teen pregnancy, and less issues with addiction. And so we need to actually make sure people understand that marriage is valuable and it is not obsolete.
Well, if it has all these benefits, why are people dropping out?
I think that in some ways they don't always know where to turn to get the help, and we have created for the first time a huge clearinghouse of hundreds of events and classes this coming weekend, right before Valentine's Day. All across the country there are events and classes. And so we want to help people go get the help they need, lots and lots of resources at National Marriage Week USA. That's one situation. People are suffering privately, and they don't know how to deal with the stresses of their lives. The other is just a change in thinking toward that marriage is somewhat of a consumer relationship rather than a covenant and a commitment. And when you're a consumer, you say, gee, I don't really like this product. I think I'll take it back to the store and get another one. But a covenant or a commitment, it motivates you to actually work to make it the best you can be. If you know you're in the marriage, you know you're not going to just look for a way to wiggle out of it, then people should invest in making it a happy experience. And we've just got to change our way of thinking about how to invest in the relationship.
Okay, so with all of this being, I guess you could say, actually a matter of education, how do we turn the tide, so to speak? Where do we begin?
Well, we begin, first of all, by elevating the access people have to marriage education. Most people really don't know about it. And so that's why, and we're stirring up more and more of that. So what we're doing at National Marriage Week USA is that we're stirring up community groups, houses of worship, and marriage educators to offer more and more opportunities during the week leading up to Valentine's Day as a way to get attention for that. So if you're concerned about this, you can actually plan ahead for next year and launch an event and post it for free on our site. But for this week, if you know someone who's hurting, either you need help yourself or you might just have a friend or a family member, go to National Marriage Week USA and try to help someone else who might be in crisis, help direct them to something. But we have to elevate marriage as a national issue. In this day of economic devastation, we have to see that marriage is really important for the financial stability, not only of our individual homes and families, but as our nation. Because as I said, it's costing $112 billion a year, and some studies say more than $200 billion a year for this family breakdown, and we can't afford that anymore. So we've got to just spread the word. Now, there's some new research just came out actually a few days ago from the National Marriage Project, and a report called The Great Recession in Marriage, and it's very interesting. Of the 1,200 couples that they surveyed in their sample, of the couples who said they were planning to divorce and separate, 38% of them said they'd changed their plans because of the recession, which is very telling and very interesting to see that, you know, in days of old, people stayed with their marriage because it was an economic unit and that they had to in order to keep life and limb together. So I'm not sure that's such a bad thing. But another 29% said that the recession actually had strengthened their commitment to their marriage. So that's kind of an interesting way of looking at what's happening right now, and it gives people a different perspective on how to keep their family together. And you know, we haven't really thought about it in the last few decades. It's been very disposable. So it certainly is something, you know, a new twist, and I find it quite interesting. You can get that report at National Marriage Week USA. So we have lots of tools, by the way, for this coming Valentine's Day. We have a Valentine's great date idea. We have some tips on how to kind of revitalize your marriage, like eat, talk, and play, and kind of how to bring new life back into your relationship. We have a couples checkup test, which is quite intriguing, and we'll kind of give you a temperature on how you and your husband are doing. And then there's the 5 love language quiz. So we have lots of fun tools in addition to just the classes and conferences and great reading material and places, organizations that are there year-long for couples in crisis. So we want people to go take a look at National Marriage Week USA and find ways to get help for themselves or to reach out and help a friend.
Sheila, do you think there'll be any slowdown in all of the efforts to try and redefine marriage and get rid of marriage and allow all kinds of other alternatives? I guess I'm not understanding what that slowdown would look like. So you think that they're going to keep after us, huh? You mean just a slowdown in the like a reduction of marriage and higher cohabitation, that marriage will keep falling apart? Is that what you mean? Such as the gay rights movement trying to get their redefinition of marriage and all the push that you don't really need all of that? Well, you know, from our perspective, we know that men and women have issues, and we don't want to get distracted. Right now, we want to help men and women focus on what's been going on with them for the last couple decades. So our message is, let's strengthen marriage. And, you know, we have the research. Our research indicates that marriage provides greater financial stability, healthier kids, better health, and greater happiness. So our research is all about men and women. So we want to kind of not get distracted by another agenda, and acknowledge that men and women need a lot of help. And even the gay community acknowledges that men and women have their own issues. So why don't you kind of fix your own problems? So that's what we want to focus on.